Tell me a bit more about, so we've talked about mobilizing, but tell me a bit more about the comms piece that PagerDuty really helps people take care of. How does it help people when they're running major incidents?
Yeah, maybe I'll take a first pass at this, Julie, and then if you want to add. So that process of comms is actually kind of a multifaceted approach, I think. So people just don't look at email anymore. In fact, I'd probably argue most people don't look at email, or they ignore many of them, or they create filters in their inbox that filter them off, and they ignore a lot of that. So that comms channel, I think, is kind of one aspect of a really important piece. And if you start to think about, moving to a more real-time state, an email that you got an hour ago on the status of a major incident is probably outdated. And so where we're looking at focused at PagerDuty is really engaging and communicating with people where they work and where that makes sense for them. So it's not just an email. It's, hey, some people prefer it on text. Some people prefer engaging on a mobile device. Some people like looking at a web status page. Some people like engaging and seeing things in Slack and Microsoft Teams. And so if you were to think about the manual process to be able to go and do that, and you want to communicate with those people across those different mediums, that's a lot of copying and pasting, right? Like that's a lot of, trying to drop stuff in and, put it into an email template and fire this off. And most people don't read those emails. And then, okay, well, we're going to send them a text and we're going to do that in a different system. And we're going to do this in a different system. And then, we want a different type of communication for our technical people versus our, executives, right? So there's a very different communication stream that goes with that. And, some of that may be over like Zoom, for example, or other communication mechanisms that you're getting on and having a video chat. And so really what we see with PagerDuty with that approach for communication is automating that process. So automating the process of engaging people across multiple mediums and across ways where they want to make sense, giving them the ability to take an action as part of that. So not just a blast notification, hey, we're having an issue, but hey, if we need your help, here's some buttons where you can take an action, maybe from your mobile device. And then also kind of the last piece of that is switching this to a more real-time model of engaging your people, right? Again, the traditional path in the major incident management is, at every certain interval, we're going to send out an email, we're going to send it a blast. And, in a real-time world where things are changing in such a real-time pace, that becomes outdated very quickly. And so the idea there is, how can we provide them with that information that they need, and give it to them in a much more real-time state, and give it to them on the path that makes sense for them.